Here it is. We are live on Just Talk with Nate Heitzig and Matt Pirolo, coming to you live. No, this is clearly Nate is not here. He's not with us on the brown couch. But my name is Matt Pirolo, and this is Sam Cruz. He is the Santa Fe campus pastor for Calvary Church in New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm blessed to be here, Matt. Thanks for having me.
And we're happy to have you. I'm looking forward to this conversation. And Sam, here's the deal. We always start the show with two little ditties, one ditty, I guess, and one little ceremony. So
I'm tone deaf, so I'm not singing the song.
You're
I know this song.
You're singing. So we're going to have you sing. The people want you to sing. What does Just Talk About is all about. What do we talk about is what they want to talk about. So we have tons of people over here waving. Hi, Danica, Michelle, Native, Ezra James. We've got people on live.calvarynm.church. We've got people on Instagram. We've got people on Facebook. So we're live, and the people need to hear you sing.
How about you lead us off?
All right.
I'll follow your
so
lead.
I hate singing. This is my least favorite part of the show.
This is your ceremony.
Yeah, no, every part of the week.
You should make it a better song then. That's your fault. Yeah.
All right, that is my fault. Well, Nate's not here, so maybe we could switch up this song. Yeah. Maybe we should just completely do something different. You used to rap, didn't you?
I heard the same thing about you.
No, that's not true. I never rap. Okay, so I'll sing it, and then you light the candle. How's that?
But
you join
perfect.
in with me.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. Welcome to Just Talk, where all we do is just talk.
I don't know the words,
What
man.
do we talk
You're on your own.
about? Bum, 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 bum.
This song is upgraded. This song is upgraded since I heard it last.
It's gotten
awesome.
real big.
Yeah.
Nate's song, he always talks about his Latin Grammys and everything, but listen, I'm a good songwriter too. I know all about melody and harmonies.
That is awesome.
And notes and song music. So, Sam, tell us.
Where's the lighter? We have the lighter?
Yeah. Okay. So you've got to light the candle.
Let's do it. Is there
right next to the gnome?
Perfect. Is there anything special about this, or is this normal? What scent do we have today?
We want authenticity.
Yeah.
To be the core value of this show.
Yeah, that candle smells just like authenticity, so that's perfect.
It smells like authenticity, but the other thing is we have no fake news here. Nothing about this show is fake. We're just as real as can be.
Yeah, that's it.
That candle has to be lit because it's not fake, it's real, and the people need to know that.
Yeah, even if half the people don't see it, it's still lit, so you can know confidently.
Look at that shot that the video team got. That's so beautiful. Oh, come on. Sam, tell us just a little bit about yourself. You're from Tennessee.
Yeah. So my dad was in the Navy growing up, so it's hard to say
where you're
from a certain place. But I've been in Tennessee the longest, from a cool town called Chattanooga. So if you've never been there, just a visit. Super cool. But
that phrase is kind of unexpected. A cool town called Chattanooga.
Yeah. Well, if you're from Chattanooga, you don't say Chattanooga. You just say I'm from Chat.
From Chat. I mean? Okay, so that's better.
So it's a lot. Yeah, sounds a lot cooler that way.
Okay, so you're from Chattanooga, or you spent a lot of time in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And then you were a part of a church plant that went up to a town called
Cleveland,
but not Ohio. Cleveland,
Tennessee.
Yeah,
and it's about as cool as it sounds. Okay. It's not very much. Obviously, Cleveland, Ohio. If you're from there, I'm sorry.
Cleveland rocks. Not what I hear.
Not a huge fan.
Yeah,
but Cleveland, Tennessee. It's
What's the best thing happening in Cleveland, Tennessee?
Probably the church. Yeah. The church that we planted.
Really?
Tennessee.
That's very humble of you.
Yeah.
The very best thing in that whole town is the thing that I went to establish.
That's it. Authenticity. It's authenticity.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's good. BEC Records says, nah, I'll pass. BEC, you've already signed with us. We've got I think a 3 or 4 record deal with Battle Drums and BEC. So I'm just not on those records. So
yeah.
I guess that's
not yet.
We still never found out who the troll is.
I know who it is.
You do?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
You have to tell us.
I don't know if I want to blow his cover, though.
No, blow his cover.
Yeah. And I haven't talked to him personally.
But you know who it is.
I've been told
who is it?
Huh?
Who is it?
I don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. We have 55 minutes left, and this is, sad news. Are you guys ready for sad news? It's accompanied by really, really fantastic news, but this is also kind of sad news. This is actually going to be the last Just Talk with Nate and Matt. And guess what? Nate's not even here for it. So this is going to be the very last Just Talk. But why? Why is that, Sam? Why is this the last Just Talk?
Because we are resuming church.
Come on.
May 30th and 31st. We are super excited. We're going to be starting at 25%.
Yep.
So be here. It's going to be a blessed time. We're going to worship the Lord together, finally.
Yeah.
We can say that.
So here's the deal. Oh, yeah. Together alone, but we're together. Yeah. So here's the deal. We have created this online worship venue, and every single day of the week, we've been having live content here. So we've got Mondays. We've got Mondays with Janae and with Becca Toops. We've got 2 programs on Mondays that are live. We've had Tuesdays with Pastor Skip and Lenny with Table Talk. Wednesdays, obviously, that's like the highlight show. That's everyone turns into Just Talk. That's what people really want. I hear chants. People ask for autographs. It's like, stay 6 feet away, man. It's really great. And then Thursdays, Table Talk. And then Fridays, Book Talk. So all of that is ending this week because next weekend, not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend, May 30th and 31st, we are going to be together again in person, socially distanced. We're going to have people in masks, volunteers wearing that, and you can come in a mask. And so all of that to say, we are closing down the online worship venue. We're still going to be streaming services online, but we're not going to be having these talk shows. So the point that I'm making, all of this to say, we have 53 minutes. And you, before that 53 minutes ends, have to reveal the identity of the troll. Because this is the last show.
Okay, we'll do it at the very end.
The very end.
We'll do it at the very end.
The very end, you will reveal the identity, and then we will blow out that candle, and we will say goodbye to our beloved audience of millions. Yeah. So, Danica has a few questions. Oh, no, all she says is, Sam, tell us. Tell. Oh, they want to know who the troll is. The people are demanding answers.
Yeah, they are demanding. Hopefully the troll can join us. They can reveal themselves at the very end.
Oh, is that
true? Or if not, I'll
so it's somebody on. It is somebody on staff.
Huh?
Austin Garcia, are you the troll? For those of you joining us,
I don't know. I don't think this person is on staff. I'm not.
But they're on campus. But they would be on campus?
They're on campus a lot. I don't think they're on campus right now.
The troll.
Well, we'll get to it later.
The troll. Are there any bridges nearby? What would you guys like to... Oh, Troll says, yes, do tell. Well, he just gave you permission. He or she just gave you purple permission right there.
Awesome.
So, listen, what would you like to talk about? Ray Pirolo, not at all associated with Matt Pirolo. Don't know this guy. Just kidding, that's my dad. He says, sad news indeed, and then he goes on to say, can I have your autograph? Yes, you can. Volume is super low. Can we do something about that? The volume is super low. Listen, we would love to talk to you guys about what you want to talk about.
Whatever you want to talk about.
So
we are here for you.
Write down a topic, and we will discuss it. Sam, you're living in Santa Fe right now.
I am, yeah.
Sam from Santa Fe.
And everybody says Santa Fe is, just speaking transparent, if you're from Santa Fe, don't be offended. This is just what I've heard.
Dude,
right?
Wait, hold on, let me just stop. Because you're like, if you're from Chattanooga, don't be offended. If you're from Cleveland, don't be offended.
Yeah.
Like, this is a trend of yours. Yeah. It's like, wherever I live, I'm going to offend people.
That's it. Wherever I'm at, I'm offending people.
Don't be offended. Go ahead.
Yeah. So everybody tells me people from Santa Fe are the weirdest people ever. And I haven't necessarily gotten that vibe yet, so I think I might be one of them. You know what I mean?
You might be one of the weird people?
Yeah, I might be one of the weird people. Because if you can't tell if somebody's weird, then you are weird. Yeah. You might be it.
It's like that friend group. They say that every group of friends has that one guy that's just kind of like, well, you're invited along just because we don't know what else to do with you. And it's like, no, my friend group doesn't have that person. Well, you are that person.
If you are tuning in and you have a weird friend or you are the weird friend, tell us some stories. We would love to share them with the entire world now on Just Talk.
8 billion people. I like to just imagine people all across the world being so excited that it is Wednesday at 2 p.m. in Albuquerque, so that they can, like, kids are running across the street, families are gathering together in India, People, anyways.
Yeah, setting their alarm clocks for the middle of the night
shivering
across
in
the world.
Russia, just getting so excited because they're just like, oh, Sam Cruz is on. This is
on
great.
for Just Talk.
Okay, so Santa Fe, how has that been living in Santa Fe? And then being like, you moved here, you moved to New Mexico, and then 2 weeks later, we shut down the Santa Fe campus and we went all online because COVID hit.
You haven't shut it down for good. We are reopening on the 31st.
Yeah. Okay,
we are reopening on the
temporary
31st.
close.
That's it, yeah. But I love Santa Fe. I have family there. My dad lives there. I have several stepbrothers and sisters and cousins. So it's a place I've visited a lot growing up.
Yeah.
So you ask where am I from? I'd say two places kind of feel like home. One is Chat, and then the second one would be Santa Fe.
Wow.
So I absolutely love it there. It's been awesome to be there, and then. I have a family, a wife, and 2 kids, and they love it too. So it's been super good.
Are they pretty much like they're on lockdown? They don't leave your apartment. They don't leave your.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we take the boys out for walks because if you have kids and you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? They will tear down the walls.
Yeah.
I have 2 crazy boys, so we definitely have to get them out of the house somehow and sometime. So we are faithful to do that. But yeah, the timing. Looking back, I wouldn't say, you know what, I'm planning to go to Santa Fe right before the pandemic hits. That's a perfect time. But it really has been.
Really?
You know what I mean? It's been so awesome. We've had the opportunity to build some just great relationships and then just to settle in, right, and to kind of explore the city and just dig our roots down deep. And yeah, I couldn't have planned it better.
What's one of the coolest things about this state's capital city?
One of the coolest things about
is
the food. Yeah, food, the coffee, and man, I see the troll says I look like a hipster Harry Potter. Big fan of Harry Potter, by the way. I love Harry Potter, so I'm flattered, troll. That is awesome. Yeah.
A hipster Harry Potter. We've talked about this on this show before. I'm not like a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm not like anti. I'm not like Harry Potter's dumb and from the devil. But it's just like,
yeah. No, I thought the same thing until I audibled the books. And,
okay.
I had a lot of free time at one point.
It's crazy to me that I remember when Harry Potter first came out. I don't know why this is such a topic on our show, a repeated topic. But when the books first came out, it was like the only thing that middle schoolers or elementary students would actually read. Like they would read this like 600-page book or however many pages were in there. There were these huge books and these kids were like devouring them.
Oh gosh.
But then you couldn't get those same kids to do like 2 pages in their history book for homework.
Yeah, I remember my parents, they were reading about Harry Potter and there was a big controversy when it first came out. So my parents were like, okay, we're going to sit down, we're going to read it with you and discuss like what's bad and what's good. Yeah. And that happened for like, the first chapter.
And then they're just like, whatever, you can do this how you
whatever,
want.
Just go knock it out.
Oh, that's funny. Santa Fe is a beautiful city. Any questions over here on Instagram? A whole lot of waves.
Oh, wow.
Do we need a wave at every individual? Hi, wave. What do we have over here?
And what does hipster even mean these days anyway, right? Because when the term first came out, it was like you shop at Goodwill, you wear a beanie or a toboggan depending on where you're from, right?
That's true.
A
toboggan, isn't that something you sled on?
It is, yeah. It depends on where you're from, I guess. It's definitely a regional
term. Oh, is that
term.
what you would call that? Is that
I would call it a beanie, but people, I've heard people
where?
Up north like it.
North?
I have family in Ohio, and they call it a toboggan.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Near there.
Really?
Yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Gosh.
Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Cleveland rocks, man. Hi, good evening. Shiraz, we're so glad. You have a diamond next to your name, and it says that you are a top fan. Congratulations on being a top fan. I guess maybe congratulations to us because we have a top fan. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting.
So you're a big fan.
That's hard too with billions and billions of fans. This must be a really dedicated person.
He's deserved it.
Yeah.
So shows. What are you watching? And then maybe even a better question that we can get to later is what are you reading / listening to podcast wise? What are you growing in?
So.
But let's just start with TV shows. Things that
it's different, right? Because there's stuff that like I would like to watch. And then when you have a family, it's a little different. So, for instance, my favorite show, probably of all times, and some of you might find this disturbing, is Criminal Minds. Right? I love that show.
Okay, it's kind of like a CSI kind of thing.
It's CSI, but they focus on serial killers.
Oh,
so perfect, right? But my wife's favorite show.
So how old are your boys, and you don't let them watch that?
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, we train them young, so they're watching it.
Hey kids, do you know what a serial killer is? Tonight, let's gather around and watch Criminal Minds.
That's it.
So that's like once they go to bed, you watch Criminal Minds, and it gets into the psyche of why people are killers.
Exactly. Yeah, and which leads to one of my favorite podcasts is Crime Junkies as well.
Crime Junkies.
Yeah. So I found that
so
it's in doses. I have to do it in doses.
Okay, so you listen to all these crime things. Is that because you are indulging, like you want to become a better criminal, or is it because like you just
no, I love problem solving, right? And I love just finding out how people think. Some people are so crazy that it's impossible to find out why they think, but that's just always been fascinating to me. So
okay. Why does somebody become
what we
a serial
end up
killer?
Watching most of the time is The Office. Right?
Yeah, because the kids.
And we've watched it so.
Because that show's totally fine for kids.
100%. It's wholesome family show.
Oh man, we did have a big long conversation on Just Talk once before, months ago.
Yeah.
About The Office, and I think you were the one.
I was the one instigating,
and you were just like biblical characters that are The Office, and we didn't understand what you were saying, but then finally clarity. Okay, so do you think wearing a mask for other people is the same as not eating meat if it would? If not eating meat, if... Okay, so this is a question from Ray. This is a question from my dad.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you want to take a stab at that, Sam?
Yeah.
So the question is, do you think that wearing a mask for other people is the same as not eating meat if it were offered to... He says others, but I think it was Siri made a mistake, and it should say idols.
Yeah, I think that would
offend others.
I think that would be super similar, but if that were your conviction, you know what I mean? If you were saying, hey, I know this person next to me, and it would really offend them. They are super paranoid about this virus, right? Yeah. It gives them major anxiety.
Yeah.
I would wear a mask around that person, most likely.
Yeah.
Right? In other circumstances, I think it just depends. I think you just have to be sensitive to who you're around and try to win the person instead of try to make a point.
Yeah.
I think that's a
good.
big thing. Yeah.
Have you used that in a sermon before?
I haven't.
Try to win the person instead of make a point.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
what
a good answer.
What are your thoughts as far as wearing masks in public and possibly offending others?
Well, yeah, so I think that's a good point. And there's if you know that somebody is really, really super concerned and you're having them over to your house or you're going to be around them and hanging out with them, then either you don't hang out with them or you could don a mask, or you just have a conversation with them to see where they're at. And if after that conversation they're still feeling really like worried, then probably the loving thing would be to don a mask when you're around that person. I know that when we have services starting back up here, we're going to have all of our staff, our forward-facing staff and volunteers, meaning they're interacting with the public. They're going to be wearing masks. Part of that is because it's one of the orders from the state guidelines is that places of worship need to meet the same requirements as retail to an extent. There are some variances that are allowed in there, but all of the forward-facing staff and volunteers are going to wear a mask. So as to not spread the virus if they have it, but then also just to respect the governor and then respect people who might be worried about that. Yeah. But if somebody's like up in the video room by themselves, it's like, well, you're by yourself. You may not need to be wearing a mask anyway. So
yeah, I think the important thing just about the context of that verse and eating out idols is not looking down at those who choose not to, right? Because we could say, hey, I'm really sensitive to those around me, and I know that this could possibly offend people, so I'm going to wear one. Is what could potentially happen is we could develop this attitude of anybody who doesn't wear one is insensitive to the people around them. Yeah. Right, and I think that's what Paul is speaking against.
Yeah, and I think just during this season, we all just need to be a little bit more gracious with people. We all need to be like less divisive and less hard lines on like, there's just so many things that we can choose so many hills that we can choose to die on.
Yeah.
And all we do is we just create tribes, and it becomes tribalism. And it's like, well, we're the ones that all think right, and you guys are all demons because you think wrong. And it's like, well, we may just disagree, and that's okay, you know.
And we're all figuring this out together. I mean, there's no guide on how to survive a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So this is, except the Bible, right? That's what we can stick in. That's what we can live
That's so much better than what I was going to say. I was going to say, except for Outbreak with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
right? That the one that had Morgan Freeman?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the other one, Contagion.
Oh, there's several of them. Yeah,
but you're right. The Bible is better than the Outbreak movie.
Yeah, that's it. We just love each other. We don't be divisive, and that's it.
So let's talk about this gnome.
I wish
because
it were that simple.
Yeah, so this gnome is a good... he's here. Hello, gnome.
What's his name? Did you name him?
Doesn't have a name.
Okay. Cool.
So I got this I don't know, it's 7 or 8 years ago, and I just never really knew what to do with it. But then when we started online church, I've been hiding him in different spots. Some of the spots have been better hiding spots, and others have been more out in the open. So every single service that we've had online, there's been a gnome just laying around just somewhere. But he's not offensive looking. He doesn't have a mask on, so maybe that's offensive. But he's all just this glossy same color. It's not an eyesore. But if you look back through the archives, it'd be really fun to see all the screenshots of where the gnome has been hiding.
The gnome says his name is Larry. He's really offended.
That's not true. That's not true. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's good.
So anyways, that's a little fun. That's a little fun Easter egg for all of the church online services. Kelly Basetic, hello. Oh, is this another question?
Yeah, it is another question. You want to take a stab at this one, Matt? It says, Marty is saying, if we are sitting in the sanctuary, will we be required to wear a mask?
So, this is a good question.
Yeah.
The state of New Mexico, the governor has said that wearing masks is required in public. If you go into Home Depot, 99.8% of the people are wearing masks, but Home Depot does not stop an individual from coming in the store if they don't have a mask. They have big signs that say, please wear masks. So anyways, that's really a decision that's up to each individual. But our staff and volunteers are going to be wearing masks. We assume that 99.9% of the people are going to be wearing a mask. But if somebody shows up and they don't have a mask, the governor even said it is not our job to police that.
Yeah.
So
well
if somebody shows up and they don't have a mask, we're not going to tell them that they're not allowed to worship with us. So that's the answer to that question.
That's a great question, Marty, which is why I asked Matt instead of answering it myself.
Well, and I'm glad to just know that I'm just so glad to know that the governor herself said it's not our responsibility to police it. We can communicate the importance of wearing masks. She has communicated the importance of wearing a mask.
She even taught us how to make masks.
That's true.
She did.
Have you made any masks?
I have not. No, okay. I bought mine.
My mom has made some masks. She made me a Spider-Man mask. Yeah. And my son, is so excited that I have a Spider-Man mask. And she also made me a black one that's just black.
Yeah.
And so when I do go into Home Depot or whatever, I wear my black mask. Yep. And Cambridge, my son, 3 years old, he's always just like, but Dad, wear the Spider-Man one, I'm like, it's cool, but I think I'd rather just stick with the solid black color.
It's cool when you're 3, for sure.
So hopefully that answers your question. Look at that, William Wallace, freedom. Want to know what I think? So here's funny, this is good. Did you tune into the show last week?
I did not. No, I'm sorry. I'm a loyal fan other than the past. Yeah.
Well, I guess I thought you were...
I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the top fan.
No,
you know what I mean?
Top fan. Shiraz is the top fan. He deserves more credit than you. So last week we did the hot pepper challenge. We had David Toops.
Oh gosh.
We had Matt Carlson. We had Nate Heitzig. And me. I was here as well. Yeah. And so we did jalapenos, and they tasted like normal jalapenos, no heat at all. These were interesting. They were like cucumber jalapenos almost because they didn't have any spice. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, this is going to be easy. And then we did serrano peppers, and those were like a little bit more spicy. That's like it tasted more of what I expected the jalapeno to taste like.
Yep.
But then we did these Thai chilies. Have you had a Thai chili before?
Not a whole one. No, I've had them before, but I've never eaten it whole.
So what happened, and I'm kind of being like a pansy, but I ate the Thai chili, and my hands went numb, and my eyeballs started going back and forth, and like I just thought that I was gonna like, I felt tingly from my toes to my head, and so I was just like, this is not good. And so I was like, there's no way I'm going to do one of these ghost peppers. But then it ended up being the ghost peppers were like a third of the spice level as the Thai chili.
That's interesting. Yeah, I have a friend in Tennessee named Adam, and he has a strict policy on never turning down a dare. So he's been dared several times to eat some of the hottest peppers in the world. And he doesn't turn it down, and every time he eats one, he gets sick for a week. Oh. And that's just not smart.
So this is the problem.
I choose not to live
so
like that.
So we had Just Talk, we ate the spicy food, and then we started recording service right afterwards. We were in here, and Pastor Skip was like halfway through his sermon, and then I felt like this crescent-shaped moon of pain. That was just like fire in my stomach. That's normal. Oh, it was like lava. Normal. So I thought, I'm either gonna throw up or have a really bad evening, and it hurt so bad. So I ran over to the first aid kit that we have here on campus, and I downed a bunch of antacids. So if you're watching, Vince, just make sure to refill that antacid. and then I drove home, and I was like feeling fine. And then I was like 10 minutes away from my house, and I got that like crescent moon shaped pain again. Yeah. And it was so bad. And so I started Googling. I was like, Siri, what's the best way to mitigate spicy food in my stomach? And so I just went home, and the top thing was honey and yogurt. And so I just had like a bunch of yogurt, and then I felt fine, man.
Dude, that is
I felt
awesome.
Fine. So,
the cure.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, the cure. When you eat hot peppers, honey and yogurt.
Chobani. Make sure there's some probiotics in there. Just kidding. I don't know if the probiotics matter at all. A scorpion pepper. Those are delicious. Have you had a scorpion pepper? That's what Austin's
I have
asking.
not. I am not that tough.
No?
So, yeah. I will gladly say no to a dare anytime.
You'll gladly say no to a dare?
Yeah, I have a strict policy.
There was this game we used to play called What Are the Odds? Have you played this game?
I have played What Are the Odds. I don't like playing. I think I played it like once or twice, and then I was like, no, if there's any chance, I'm out. So I'm not.
Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of boring.
So
tell us your story. Tell us your story.
No, I don't even really have that story. That great of a story. We would just be like, so the way that you play What Are the Odds is, I would say, like, let's say you and I are hanging out and there's like a little lake or a little stream nearby, and I say, Sam, what are the odds that you jump into that stream fully clothed?
You'd say 1 in 100.
1 in 100. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, and then we both say a number between 1 and 100. Yeah. And if we land on that number, then you have to do it.
Yep.
You have to do it.
No matter what.
You have to. And so that's how you play What Are the Odds.
Yeah.
Have you ever played it and had to do something stupid?
No, but I've seen some people have to do some stupid things.
Anything that you can share with us on Just Talk or
Not really.
Really?
No.
That bad?
yeah.
Dude.
The odds were pretty big.
You need better. You need better friends.
Yeah.
Just joking. So we did this. This was crazy. My wife and one of our friends did it, and she said, what are the odds? So we were going zip lining, and there were only so many helmets to go, and my wife had one of those helmets, and my buddy didn't, so he wasn't going to be able to go zip lining for the next like half hour or something like that. And he says, Alyssa, what are the odds that you give me your helmet so that I can go zip lining instead of you? And she was like, 1 in 10 million. And then they both said 1, 2, 3, 373. God. And they both said it at the same time. Yeah. So she had to give up her helmet.
Yeah. So I'll tell you one story. So I had this friend, right? And he was not getting along with his wife at the time.
Yeah.
And he happened to walk out of the room, leaving his phone right there. So
did you say he wasn't getting along with his wife?
No. So two guys said, okay, what are the odds that you will go into his phone, change your contact information to his wife's name, and start texting him.
Oh, no.
So that is exactly
That's a mean thing to
what
do.
happened. Yeah.
That could turn into a lot of problems.
Yes.
Gosh.
It did. It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How are they still married?
They're not still married.
Oh
unfortunately.
gosh, that's so
I don't think
sad.
that caused it. You know what I mean? I think there was some other.
All right. Well, sorry I
other
asked.
issues.
So
But
Danica
yeah.
has a legit question. Danica says, as parents, and she's probably asking this because she is 37. Am I right, Danica? 37 weeks pregnant? You're getting close.
I thought you were saying her age. I was like, there's no way.
Oh, no. Danica is not 37 years old. She's 37
close.
weeks pregnant, I think.
Yeah.
June 10th is her due date. So I hope that's okay that I share publicly. As parents, how are you guys and your wives handling people being around your little ones?
Yeah, so, that is a great question. So, typically, we're just not around a lot of people that are, that aren't immediate family. If that makes sense?
Did you say you're not around
No,
people
we're not
that
just around a lot of people, and we're probably more laid back about it than other people are, even.
Yeah.
So, I would say that other people don't necessarily want our kids around them.
Yeah.
if
That's
that
funny
makes any
because they're
sense.
just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
because so I have two sisters in Santa Fe, and they each just had babies, right?
Oh, okay.
And baby girls.
Wow.
So like in that scenario, they don't necessarily want my kids around their infants.
And that's
you know what I
almost
mean?
just in general.
Yeah.
Like that's even
yeah.
outside of COVID.
For sure.
Generally, when you have a newborn, you I mean, they literally make pillows that say, "Please wash your hands or sanitize your hands before you touch me." And they
onesies,
it's a
pillows,
bib, and it's just like,
yeah.
don't touch the baby. So that I think is already, new parents and newborns already kind of have that that set standard. Not that the newborn has that set standard. The newborn just doesn't even know about sanitization. But the parents usually already have that standard for their infants. So I have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
He's going to turn 4 in a month or so. Maybe 2 months ish. And my wife, we've just kind of agreed. We haven't taken the kids inside any stores during the whole coronavirus
No, we
thing.
haven't either.
And so, I may have taken Cambridge in. I think I took him into Target once because we needed to buy something, and he was with me. So generally, going into public spaces, we haven't really done that with the kids yet, except for that one time. We've gone out on trails. We've gone to the Rio Grande. We've gone to the Bosque. We got in the water, and it was quite delightful. And we weren't freaked out about the kids being out there. But I think with an infant, I'd be
pretty protective. Probably.
Here's the thing: is
me personally,
I think my wife would be a lot more protective than I am. For me, I'm just kind of like, well, let's just go hang out with everybody, as long as it's legal. And disclaimer. And so, anyways, I haven't been too worried about it.
The best way to avoid that, just what we found with experience, is just holding the child personally. Like when you're around people in public, if you have an infant, you just have to be holding it. Because if it's in a stroller, if it's in a car seat, people are going to try to touch your baby.
Yeah.
So,
I remember my wife got one of those wrap things that you put the baby inside the blanket that you wear, and it gets you really hot. Unless it's the winter, then it's the perfect solution. It's I don't need a jacket, I'm wearing a baby. But so I think that you probably just don't have kids touch or people touch your kids unless they hand sanitize. But I feel like I would feel comfortable having some friends over and being like, here's the baby, just don't cough on it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know.
It's tough.
It is.
Good luck.
Somebody says, Troll says this. This is actually funny. I've seen pictures of people doing this. I don't know if they're just ridiculous posing pictures or if they were if people are actually doing this. But Troll says, I carry a pool noodle with me, and if they get close to my kids, I smack them.
There you
go. 6 feet pool
that
noodle.
That's a solution.
Dude, those pool noodles, did you ever get hurt? Seriously hurt having those pool noodle fights?
No, I've gotten hurt other ways. For instance, I think you might be able to see it, but I have a scar on the side of my head.
And how did you get that?
A rock fight. Because that's
what's fight.
Yeah, that's what's fun when you're
I like you, Sam. You're a good guy. Dude, where's that scar come from? I got a rock fight once. Should have seen the other kid.
Yes. No, he was fine.
How old were you? Were you young?
I was probably 8.
Oh, okay.
The
So
age
old
you
enough
have
to know.
Rock fights. Yeah.
Old enough to know better, but young enough
better.
to not care.
For sure. Yeah, what really happened is we were having a pine cone fight, because that's better. And my friend got
actually
mad
is, I think, a
that
little
I
bit.
hit him with a pine cone in the face, so he threw a rock at my head.
And then did you
And
throw
now I
a
have
rock
a scar.
back? Did you retaliate?
No, I probably cried. And then, yeah.
Cried?
Yeah, I got a scar.
8 years old, Sam?
Yep.
People
Not
still
tough,
cry when they're
not
8?
tough. Yeah, people still cry when they're 8.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I like the way that my wife talks about crying, and she got it out of a book. So she says, crying, this is going to sound so like sexist. It's not meant to sound sexist. It's spoken from my wife's perspective, but she compared crying for women as like sweating. And she was crying one time. I hope it's okay that I'm sharing this. I might hear about it. Actually, I'm not going to hear about it later because I don't think she watches this.
Oh, she's not one of the billion.
She's not one of the 8 billion that does tune into the show. So, what was it? It was like something laundry related, and then she started crying, and I was just like, no, why? And she's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just for me, it's like sweating. Like sweating is for you, is what crying is for me. And I just was like, what an interesting thing to think. Yeah. Anyways, let's change that topic because I don't want to get myself in trouble.
There you go. So, have you heard? You've probably heard this, right? This is very, very memeable. This has been a meme going around. But in 2033, we'll have a brand new generation called the quarantines.
I've heard that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't get into my reasons as to why I think that might not be happening. Okay. But I don't think a lot of people are. I think people are probably trying not to get pregnant right now because nobody's looking to get pregnant during like a pandemic.
Yeah, my wife has said recently that she has baby fever and would like a third child. And my response is, have you like seen our other two? Right? They are crazy. I could not deal with a third child. Right now. But if the Lord wanted, then
then He would have it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So Austin asks, who has the gnarliest scar? I wasn't the kid that got in rock fights. So I know that kids do that apparently, but I wasn't one of them. So
evidently,
I have like a scar here from gross, but I had like a precancerous mole.
Gosh. Yeah.
So really disgusting, but that was right there. And then I had one on my back, and so doctors took skin away from me. So there's a little bit of a scar there. I don't think I have any other major scars. When I was playing soccer once, maybe like in 4th grade, a girl grabbed me. She was on the other team. She grabbed the back of my neck, and she had really long fingernails, and she grabbed the back of my shirt to tug me, but then she like cut a C shape into my neck, and it bled for a few days, and so I've got like a weird scar that sometimes I feel back there. I think those are my only scars, other than like the bullet shots and the bullet wounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, except for those. Not a big deal.
Shark bite.
Yeah, I think the
rock fight was your probably worst scar.
No, there's another on my. I think it might be covered up with hair at the moment. But I was at my cousin's house. I was like 5 years old. Yeah. And I was on a merry-go-round, and they were pushing it as fast as they could. I flew off the merry-go-round and rolled underneath it, and lifted my head up, and the merry-go-round was metal at the time. Yeah. I don't know who was like, hey, let's make metal merry-go-rounds.
Oh, somebody in the 60s was just like,
oh, yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of like the 20-foot ladders that led to all these crazy playgrounds? Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah, so I had several staples for sure. I did have I broke my ankle in like 4 places at one point too. But there's no scars from that, luckily.
What
there's no
happened
surgery.
there? Broke your ankle in 4 places?
Yeah, I was rock climbing, and I was in a competition. It was like 5 minutes.
Wait a minute, you were a competitive rock climber?
I was, yeah.
Didn't you also do like jiu-jitsu? You're all the way up in like for 10 years.
Yeah, I did. So rock climbing was specifically from 6th grade to 9th grade. I was on a rock climbing team, and 5 minutes left in the competition, so everybody's trying to knock out the last problem, is what we called it, because it's bouldering, right? So last problem of the day, and it was a dyno, which means you're supposed to jump and catch it. And I missed like 3 times. Wow! So I was like, the 4th time, I'm gonna get it. I jumped as high as I could. I touched it and slipped I fell onto another person.
No.
Yes.
I'm sure that they weren't grateful for that either.
Oh, they were fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I broke my ankle in 4 places. So yeah.
Ugh.
And haven't kind of retired rock climbing since. I've been a couple times, but not as serious.
My dad shattered his foot once, and it was traumatic for me because I thought I was watching.
Yeah.
It was a really weird. It's okay. I'll share. I'll try to keep it a brief story, but he. Back up. So my grandma lives in Yucca Valley, and she has like some property out there. It's like Joshua Tree, California. So it's like beautiful. They've got these huge boulders. She's got like this hill in her backyard, and I was like way up on the top of her roof. And my dad, so she's eclectic. She like has she herself maybe not be eclectic, but her property. She's accrued a lot of eclectic stuff. So she had like a 1940s semi truck that did not have brakes, and the door did not shut, and there was no seat belt, and the engine didn't work, so it didn't run. So it was just like so. But my
otherwise,
dad,
completely fine.
Otherwise, completely.
Yeah, it was great.
So my dad is up on this hill trying to move this semi backwards down the hill, and my uncle is in a tractor pushing instead of pulling the semi, which is what you think might happen, but he was pushing it from the front, and then the semi starts rolling down this dirt hill
with no brakes.
Gosh. And so my dad, like trying to think quick, he like yanks the wheel to the side so that like he can go sideways and then lose steam. Anyways, he slams into this giant Joshua tree, like huge tree. And I see my dad, I'm sitting on the top of this roof, and I see my dad fly probably like 20 feet out of the door, the driver's side door, because it doesn't shut. And he lands like on a cactus and rolls in the dirt a little bit. And I just remember thinking like, good, like game over. Like, I guess that's the end of my dad's life. I just watched him die. And so I freaked out, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then it turns out that he wasn't dead. So that's good, because he was just texting us earlier on Facebook Live. But so spoiler alert, but he shattered his foot in like 12 places. And so so I'm not talking about my scars. I'm talking about his, I guess. But what a crazy thing to witness.
No, that is insane.
What a wild thing. The metal slide in the summer was the worst, is what Danica said about those old school playgrounds. So Susan just asked if we are going to make people wear masks at church. We kind of already tackled that, but the short answer is no, we are not going to enforce that. We're not going to police people or tell people that they have to go away.
We're not going to cast them into the outer darkness, as your dad said.
Yes, that's right. Was that what he said?
Pirolo said, yep.
And so we aren't going to make them, but we are suggesting that people wear masks, and we as a staff and volunteers are going to be wearing masks as well. Any other questions? That was kind of fun talking about Austin. Wow, his mom cut him with a chainsaw. I imagine that was on accident.
Yeah, I saw my cousin cut himself with a chainsaw before. That's pretty traumatic. Yeah, cut his leg pretty deep.
Yeah, that's not. I'm still kind of like cool. Scared of chainsaws.
Oh, me too.
I've operated them a few times, but every time that I do, I'm just like, I'm probably gonna die.
You see that at a young age.
I love woodworking. Like I'll use all kinds of saws, but chainsaws, I think, just like scare me still.
I mean, who thought of that, right?
I'm scared of electricity. Yeah. And I'm scared of chainsaws.
Those are two valid fears.
I switched out all my electrical outlets this last week in my kitchen. Yeah. And I was just like, let's make sure this breaker's off. Let's double check that this breaker's off. Let's just turn the whole house off. And so it was kind of pathetic. But I don't want to be electrocuted. That doesn't sound like fun to me. And I don't want to lose a limb to a chainsaw. No. That doesn't sound fun to me either.
Yeah. None of those like morbid things. Like I know I watch Criminal Minds, right? But none of those morbid things sound fun, right? It's not like, hey, I really like. Who wants to be like?
Not only do they not sound fun, like I will go out of my way to avoid those things from happening.
For sure.
So what is the most what your most unpopular opinions? Troll has very good grammar. What your most unpopular
opinions?
Mine is that Coldplay is overrated, they say.
Yeah.
That's probably pretty unpopular, and overrated?
Okay, my most unpopular opinion is that black and white movies are terrible. Because if they were any good, they would have remade them to be a better color modern movie, right? That's my most unpopular opinion. I
So
refuse to
anything
watch
that started
any
as
black and white movie. Yeah,
Really?
I won't do it. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
That's interesting
Yeah.
to me. So it's like I'll watch it when they get new
Yeah.
actors and they get a remake.
That's it. Yeah, it's gonna be better. Even if you like the old one better, it's not because it's actually better. You know what I mean? It's because
I don't
it
know.
was a
I
piece
think
of your childhood.
that is an
That's
unpopular
why.
opinion.
Yeah,
Because it's a stupid opinion. That's why it's unpopular, because it's stupid.
Yeah, it's nostalgia that you love. You don't actually love.
I don't know if that's true.
The old, yeah.
Life, It's a Wonderful Life.
I've never seen it.
That's stupid.
That's actually the movie I was thinking about. And
It's a Wonderful Life.
I've had some heated arguments
is
with people
wonderful.
because I refuse to watch it.
You can't be
I
like,
refuse.
what if it's a
And
fantastic
they have
actor?
remade it. They have added color to the old movie, but that's not the same. Just remake the movie.
No, because what if it's the actor and it's like, that is a timeless actor. That actor did such a phenomenal job. We can't just resurrect them from the dead and make them make the movie again.
They could make it better, make it for a new generation. You see, I am the reason why the live action Lion King exists. I'm a fan.
I watched the live action Lion King and it was I don't know. The original Lion King is 100 times better.
No, it's
Am I-
better, but it
agreed?
wasn't in black and white. Yep.
Live action or original? What? Live action, yeah. What's
Live
funny
action
about
Aladdin,
the
though,
live
was-
action?
hey,
Here's the thing about the
anything
live
with
action.
Will Smith, I'll most likely watch.
Yeah,
most likely.
yeah, Will
But,
Smith is good.
Yeah, the live action Aladdin was great. I
So-
love the live action Aladdin.
Here's the thing about the live action Lion King.
Yeah.
It's not live action. Those aren't real animals. It's just animated a lot better than the original one was
That's
animated.
so true. Yeah,
It's like,
so true.
I don't know. It's like that lion is not actually talking. That baboon does not exist. He is purely digital. He is all pixels.
It's funny.
He's just more pixels than the previous one.
The live action Jungle Book though is fire, right?
I didn't see it yet.
So
Is it on
good.
Disney Plus?
Not the like new dark one that's on Netflix that like no theaters would pick up. Not that one.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
The
I
live
didn't, I
action
guess.
Jungle Book. It's good.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah.
But I remember the original Jungle Book was quite good.
Yeah.
What was your favorite cartoon, or what was your favorite Disney movie as a kid?
My favorite Disney movie as a kid was Aladdin. Yeah.
Really?
As a kid, yep. And then Toy Story. Obviously.
Toy Story, yeah.
Toy Story is a classic.
You know what movie I love and what tune has been stuck in my head for literally the past 2 weeks or 2
SpongeBob.
months? No,
No.
that's not SpongeBob's not a movie.
Oh yeah. Well, it is a movie. There's a SpongeBob movie. There's several SpongeBob movies.
Really? I haven't seen them. I watched the show a bit, but
Rugrats was another one. I was a fan of Rugrats.
I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats because they were called
Angelica.
Rugrats.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like calling babies Rugrats is not nice.
Huh.
I think is the reasoning. So Robin Hood,
Robin
the
Hood.
Foxes,
Yeah.
Robin Hood, where Mary and Robin Hood, Mary, what's her name? Mary
Mary Magdalene.
yeah, Mary Magdalene, Maid Marian, Maid
Okay,
Marian,
yeah.
Maid Marian, and I'm getting my stories mixed up here. We're foxes,
Yeah.
and it goes the whistling at the beginning.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Robin Hood. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, it's another unpopular. Yeah.
That tune has been in my head for the last 2 months
Well,
straight.
I'm glad you got it out.
No, it's not out. It's not gone yet. I can't get rid of it, and I don't know why. Hey, listen, we are coming to an end. We are excited to have service tonight. Wednesday is going to be so good, Pastor Skip. The final message in the Fact Check series.
Yeah.
So make sure to tune in tonight. There's something that you have to do now that we're closing. Sam.
Yeah, so I've been told by several, reliable sources, it could have changed. The troll could have changed since then, but the original troll was Guy Gimmer. Yeah.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Guy Gimmer. He is a troll.
Yeah. Well, I was told the original troll was him. I don't know if this is still the same one.
Guy
it could have
Gimmer.
been somebody who adopted his identity.
You're a horrible journalist, by the way, giving away your source.
I didn't give away my source.
No, you didn't give away. You're right. You
I
didn't give away your
outed
source.
the person.
Maybe you're a wonderful journalist. You're a
Yeah.
wonderful reporter because you didn't give away your source, but you did blow the whistle on this corrupt behavior.
That's it. That is it.
Well, Guy Gemmer, we are coming for you. This is the final Just Talk, and we are sad to say goodbye, but we are so happy for the reason for which we are saying goodbye. We are together again at Calvary live for in-person church services May 30th and 31st. We're also going to be streaming all of our services online. We're going to have our moderators and pastors every week at the 9:45, so you can keep chatting with us and getting prayer requests during our 9:45 service as well. So we need to blow out the candle and say goodbye. Do you have any goodbye songs? Like, what's the best goodbye song that we could sing right now?
I don't know. Do you guys have any suggestions in the chat? Any goodbye songs?
Farewell to you and you and you. Isn't that? Can you sing that in German or
I think
Austrian or something?
the best goodbye song is by Diddy. Yeah, saying goodbye to Biggie. That's another story. That's another conversation.
Okay, let's blow the candle out. Well, you blow the candle. I don't want to blow, virus stuff. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.